Hey, so this is not going to be one of my regular kind of videos. There's not a lot of fun content to this, and it's really not for anyone but me to just put things out there. So, slight background. In the last video I did, I had talked some about the death of my father. Not a lot of specifics or anything, but just that I was still kind of mourning a little bit. He died about 5 days before Christmas last year, and at the time I had been really rolling with these videos, and I had been all prepared to do this video about it was like the whole two-part thing I was going to do on Christmas songs and Christmas movies, like good ones and bad ones and stuff. And I was planning on filming it, and then he passed away, and I just kind of lost the will to sit on a camera making jokes about bad Christmas songs. So I just sort of shelved the idea for a while. I didn't make any videos for a bit. And it's been kind of rough. And I've got a whole kind of list of videos I want to do, and I'm not sure what to do with that. Over this past weekend, my wife passed away. She had cancer for 12 years, and I'm not doing great with it. I'm better sometimes than others, but I'm not great. I think that's pretty understandable, but it's just makes it hard for me to want to get on camera and just make goofy jokes about movies I saw as a kid or movies that I've seen now. And all I want to do is make videos where I just tell stories about my wife, because I want people to know how great she was and remember her. But I also don't know that that's really like interesting or compelling to anyone but me. And a few of the few like subscribers I have who knew her and remember her too. I'm gonna try to get back to making videos more regularly, but I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. The energy of those things is probably going to be a little off, because I just never know now when I'm going to get hit with more grief. And I don't know, this video is kind of just weird and short probably here, and I don't know that I really have a point other than making a lot of these videos has been something that's been helpful to me to keep me busy and keep me doing something, and has been kind of fulfilling to me as a creative outlet. And I want to try to keep doing them. It's a weird conflict. I feel weird about like making anything where I do anything lighthearted, but I also know that I need to keep busy. So this is just not going to be fun here, but I'm just losing my train of thought. This is what it's like when I try to do a video where I don't have any kind of script, and I'm also heavily grieving the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. So I'm probably going to put this up. I'm probably not going to do any kind of editing on it. I'm just going to throw it up there. I am going to try to get back to things. I think she'd want me to keep going with things. She wouldn't want me to just be sitting around in our apartment doing nothing. But I'm probably, I don't know, I may be less jokey. I may have a lot more very dark jokes that I'm putting into things because that's just where I am. And, you know, even when she first got sick, even then and up until now, dark humor has been a way that we've both kind of coped with things, you know, or just stuff that was kind of weird, like when she first discovered a lump, and they, you know, she went to go and have consult with the doctors about a biopsy and, you know, what to do. And even then they were saying, you know, we think it's probably not anything serious. It's probably just, I think what they called it was fat necrosis, where it's just like sort of a bit of dead cells that are just sort of hanging out there, but it is totally benign. And so, like, for a short period there before she knew how bad that was, she then jokingly just referred to it, because it was, you know, dead tissue inside, that she just referred to it as her zombie boob, which the doctors found very kind of weird but kind of funny. After she was about to start chemo, and they had to put this thing called a Metaport under her skin on her chest that they could use to directly administer chemo drugs without having to constantly find a vein for an IV or whatever. It's a pretty standard thing, but, you know, we then, after that, it was like a sort of just a standard joke for a while she had that port in, because it was just this medical, like, mechanical device put into her that I was just like, sweet, my wife is a cyborg now. You know, it's awesome. And I don't know, these aren't even particularly dark things, I guess. I don't know. I really am rambling. I hope people understand. I don't think anyone's probably going to watch all of this, and unless they're people that know me and just want to watch me pour this out. But I just miss her a lot, and she was just really important to me. And her diagnosis initially, after they did the biopsy, was not great. They said at that point, you know, that it wasn't great. Statistics that I saw on it with her age and how advanced it was when we caught it was that it was the most likely outcome was people at her age with her progression of cancer was like something like 20% of people who had that situation that she was in would live about 2 years at the most, and we got 12. So I feel kind of, I mean, I hate this. I hate all of it. But I feel kind of fortunate that I got a lot longer than we thought. But I also got a lot less long than we'd hoped. of time with her. And I'm glad that mostly I was able to be with her every day. There was a period last fall where she had to go into a rehab center for a couple of months, and because of COVID, I wasn't allowed to physically visit her. During that entire time, I got to have an outdoors distanced visit with her once during that entire 2-month period. And it really pissed me off that if people had been more careful and, paid attention to distancing and masks and things, it's possible it could have been that things wouldn't have spread to where they had to be under a complete lockdown at that facility. And I feel like I got robbed of 2 months of the last year of her life because other people are just stupid or selfish. And but I got a lot of time with her, and I wasn't there when it happened, but I was there the night before, and I got to kiss her goodbye like I did every night and tell her I loved her and tell her that I'd be back in the morning. So, I don't know, this is a whole thing. It's hard for me to really think enough to say anything eloquent or useful here. At some point I will probably later on put out something that's more about my memories of her, that some people may find interesting and some people may just skip entirely, and that's okay. This kind of thing isn't for everyone. And I know I've got a lot of just weird silence here, which I hate doing. I like to try to not have a lot of silence or gaps in stuff when I'm doing videos, because I just don't like it. It doesn't flow well. I don't really care if this flows well. This is just what I'm doing, how I'm feeling right now. For people that watch any of my videos that knew her, you know how special she was to me, and how much I loved her and how much she loved me. And for people who didn't know her, if any of them happen to even be still watching this, I wish you could have, because she was really just a unique person. She really did have like one of those like smiles that lights up a room. Like they'll say in like crime documentaries about somebody who's just been murdered. Except she wasn't. See there, that was kind of dark and weird. But yeah, like she had just this beaming smile, and her laughter was just like this infectious, happiest noise you've ever heard in your life. And I loved to try to make her laugh. No matter how bad things got, we still had fun, we laughed. She, from the moment I met her until after she was in the hospital this last time, and then in hospice, she was always just either making up new words to existing songs that were just silly, or just making up songs. And her singing was great. Like, she could sing really well. I remember on our first date, we were sitting in her car. That was our second date. Memories are all just jumbled. And I'm sorry, I'm really not doing any eye contact with the camera here, but I'm just thinking about things and remembering, and it's hard to remember to look at the camera, for me in general, but worse now. But yeah, on our second date, we were sitting in her car, and she just was playing various songs off of different CDs in her car and singing along. And I just remember, because up until that point, I don't think I'd ever actually heard her sing, really. But we're on our second date. We're sitting in her car. She's playing music. She's singing along. And the sounds that were coming out of her was like, and maybe, partially it's because of the fact that I really fell hard for her just instantly. But it was so amazing. And that I very literally sat there listening to her voice and closed my eyes, because I didn't want to absorb anything but that sound. I didn't want to have my mind wander with some random thing that I saw out of the corner of my eye. I wanted to just focus on her voice, because it was just that good. And she was really funny a lot of the time. One of our really, really good friends at one point referred to her as the comedy sniper, because we'd be having, a conversation about something, and she'd be kind of just sitting there listening, and she just had this way of, in the perfect moment, having the perfect thing to say that was absolutely hilarious and completely unexpected, and just perfect for what we were discussing. But it was just, she had this timing to it, and just a grasp of what was funny. And I've just never known anybody else that was like her. I don't know. This is going a lot longer than I had intended, because I'm just rambling, but it's okay. I just want her to be remembered, and I think she will be, but there's just never enough time. I guess if anything is a takeaway from this, it's to enjoy the time you've got with people. Because, this wasn't unexpected. She was getting very sick near the end, but it still is just... I don't know. Maybe I won't even post this. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just stop here for now. I guess if I post this and you see it, thanks for watching. If not, I don't know how you would be seeing this if I don't post it, so something. Bye.